This $2 plant was dying. Look at it. Wilted leaves. Pale color. Barely holding on to life. Most people would have thrown it straight in the trash. But what if I told you? This same plant came back to life, grew lush and green, and started blooming again using nothing but 1 cup of something that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. No fancy fertilizers, no expensive products, just 1 simple cup, once a week. Welcome back to Backyard Blooms. If you're new here, this is exactly the kind of transformation we love to show you, turning forgotten, almost dead plants into thriving, beautiful ones, using simple tricks anyone can do at home. Today, I'm rescuing this peace lily. It looked hopeless when I brought it home, but by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how it transformed. And I'll show you the 1 weekly ritual that made all the difference. Prom. So if you've ever looked at a dying plant and thought, there's nothing I can do, stay with me. This one's going to change your mind. Let's get started. Before we talk about that magic weekly cup, we need to go back to the beginning. Because rescuing a dying plant always starts the same way, cleaning up the damage. When I first brought this peace lily home, it looked rough. The leaves were drooping, pale, almost yellow in places. A few were completely dried out. And honestly, this is exactly what kills most people's confidence when they try to revive a plant. They look at all that damage, and they give up before they even start. But here's the thing. Most of that damage doesn't need to be saved. It needs to be removed. So the first step is simple. Take a clean pair of scissors and cut away every yellow, dry, or wilted leaf. Don't be afraid to be a little ruthless here. Why does this matter so much? Because a struggling plant only has so much energy to give. If it's still trying to pump nutrients into leaves that are already dying, it's wasting resources it desperately needs for recovery. Removing the damage immediately redirects all that energy toward new growth instead. There's also a hidden danger in those dying leaves. Fungal disease. Damaged. Decaying plant tissue is the perfect breeding ground for fungus and bacteria. And if you leave it on the plant, it can quickly spread to the healthy leaves nearby. So cutting it away isn't just about appearance, it's protecting the rest of the plant. Once the damaged leaves are gone, take a close look at the base of the plant. Peace lilies often grow in clumps. Multiple smaller plants crowded together at the roots. And when they're this crowded, they're actually competing with each other for nutrients, water, and space to grow. So the next step is to gently separate the plant into individual clumps. Work slowly here. You're not trying to force anything apart. You're gently loosening the root ball and dividing it where it naturally wants to split. This gives each section's root system room to breathe and grow. Instead of fighting for the same limited space underground, think of it like this. A crowded root system is like 5 people trying to share 1 small plate of food. Nobody gets enough, but give each one their own plate. Suddenly, everybody thrives. This single step, cutting away the damage and dividing the clumps, sets the foundation for everything else we're about to do. Without it, even the best fertilizer in the world won't be enough to bring this plant back. And once that foundation is set, it's time to clean things up even further. Because before this plant gets anywhere near new soil, it needs one more thing. A deep, clean, all the way down to the roots. That's exactly what we're doing next. Now that we've cleared away the damage and given the roots some breathing room, it's time for the part most people skip entirely. And honestly, it might be the most important step in this whole process. We're going to wash this plant, roots and all. Take the plant to a sink or a hose and gently rinse away the old soil clinging to the roots. I want to stress the word gently here. This isn't a scrubbing job. You're not trying to blast every speck of dirt off. You're simply easing away what's loose, taking your time, letting the water do most of the work. So why bother washing the roots at all? Because old soil is rarely just soil. It's old soil. trapped bacteria, decayed root debris, sometimes even mold you can't see yet. All of that hidden buildup is exactly what causes root rot down the line. By rinsing it away now, we're giving this plant a clean slate before it ever touches new soil. And there's a bonus to this step too. Once the roots are clean, you can actually see them. You'll notice which sections are healthy and firm, and which ones are soft, dark, or mushy, the ones that need to go. You simply cannot make that call accurately when the roots are buried under a layer of old, dirty soil. Once it's rinsed, set the plant somewhere dry and shaded, away from direct sun, and just let it rest for a bit. This pause matters more than people think. Any tiny cuts or breaks on the roots need a moment to dry and seal naturally. And rushing straight into the next step can actually invite infection instead of preventing it. While the plant rests, we're going to prepare something I genuinely consider a secret weapon. And it's probably already in your kitchen. Baking soda. Take 1 liter of clean water and stir in just 1 spoonful of baking soda until it fully dissolves. That's it. No complicated ratios. No special trip to the store. Here's why this works. Baking soda is mildly alkaline, which makes it surprisingly effective at breaking down bacteria, mold, and the kind of harmful organisms that love to hide on root surfaces and leaf undersides. It's gentle enough not to shock the plant, but strong enough to genuinely clean it. Once the plant has dried, place it into this baking soda solution and let the roots soak for 15 minutes. During this time, the solution works its way into the root tissue, disinfecting as it goes, and quietly setting the stage for faster recovery once we repot. And don't let that 15 minutes go to waste. While the plant soaks, take a soft cotton pad, dip it into the same solution, and gently wipe down every leaf, top and bottom. You'll be amazed how much grime comes off dust. Residue. Hidden fungal spores. Cleaner leaves mean better breathing, better light absorption, and a plant that's finally ready for what comes next. Because once this soak is done, we're building this plant a brand new home. While our plant is soaking and soaking up all that disinfecting goodness, let's talk about what it's coming home to. Because the soil you choose can honestly make or break a recovery like this. Most people just grab whatever bag of soil is closest at the store. But if you really want this plant to bounce back fast, you need a mix that does 2 things at once, holds onto nutrients, and still lets the roots breathe. Here's the recipe. 50% garden soil, 50% coconut coir. Let's break down why this combination works so well. Garden soil is rich in natural minerals and holds nutrients beautifully, giving the plant a steady, reliable food source as it grows. But on its own, garden soil can get dense and compacted over time. And compacted soil is one of the biggest enemies of healthy roots. That's where coconut coir comes in. Coconut coir is almost magical in what it does. It holds moisture really well, but at the same time, it keeps the soil light and airy, letting oxygen flow freely around the roots. Combine the two, and you get the best of both worlds. Nutrient-rich soil that never suffocates the roots. Put on a pair of gloves before mixing, partly to protect your hands from the leftover baking soda solution, and partly because, trust me, this gets messy. Combine your coconut coir and garden soil in a container and mix thoroughly by hand until you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. You want this blend completely even, because any clumps of pure garden soil or pure coir will create inconsistent moisture pockets later on. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid. Now, by this point, your 15 minutes of soaking should be up. Gently lift the plant out of the baking soda solution and use a soft towel to pat away the excess moisture from the roots and leaves. We're not trying to dry it completely, just removing that lingering dampness that could invite rot before it even gets the chance to settle into its new home. Time to repot. Grab a pot with drainage holes. This part is non-negotiable. Without drainage, excess water has nowhere to go, and trapped water around the roots is one of the fastest ways to undo everything we just did. Here's a trick most people have never even heard of. Thread a piece of string through the drainage hole, so it runs from the bottom of the pot up into the soil. This string acts like a wick, slowly pulling moisture upward from below. It keeps the root zone consistently and gently hydrated, without you having to worry about overwatering. It's a small detail, but it makes a real difference. Add a thin layer of your soil mix to the bottom of the pot first, creating a stable base. Then, place the plant right in the center, keeping it upright, and gently spread the roots outward so they have room to establish themselves evenly in every direction. Finally, fill in around the roots with the rest of your soil mix, lightly pressing it down to anchor the plant in place without compacting it too tightly. And just like that, this plant has a brand new home. Set the pot on top of a small plastic cup to help manage drainage. Give it a gentle watering, and then place it somewhere dry, airy, and away from direct sunlight for the next 3 days. This rest period lets the plant stabilize after everything it's just been through. 3 days from now, this plant will be ready for the real transformation to begin. The one weekly cup that's about to change everything. 3 days have passed. The plant has settled into its new home. The roots have started to relax into the fresh soil. And now, it's finally time for the part you've been waiting for. The one cup, once a week. That completely changes everything. Let's make it. The first ingredient might surprise you, because it's something you probably already have in your pantry right now: plain rice. Rice is packed with starch, B vitamins, and natural minerals. On its own, that might not sound exciting, but here's what's actually happening when you use it for plants. Those nutrients feed the beneficial microorganisms living in the soil, the ones responsible for breaking down nutrients into a form your plant can actually absorb. A healthier microbial environment means a healthier root system, period. Grab a clean glass and add about 3 spoonfuls of rice. The second ingredient is oats. Just plain, old-fashioned oats. Oats bring their own set of organic nutrients and minerals to the mix, and they work alongside the rice to improve the entire environment surrounding the roots. Add 1 spoonful of oats right into the same glass. Now here's where the magic actually happens. Pour about 500 milliliters of hot water over the rice and oats. The heat helps draw out and release the nutrients locked inside both ingredients far more effectively than cold water ever could. Give it a good stir. Really make sure everything is combining. And then cover the glass and let it steep for 1 full hour. Walk away. Let it sit. Let the water do its work. After that hour is up, and the solution has completely cooled, strain out all the rice and oats, and keep only the liquid. What you're left with is something deceptively simple looking, but it's a genuinely powerful, all-natural nutrient solution, completely free, made entirely from kitchen staples. But we're not done yet. This solution is too concentrated to use straight. Add about 1 liter of clean water to dilute it, making it gentle enough for the plant to absorb without overwhelming it. Pour your diluted mixture into a spray bottle and lightly mist the leaves, the stems, and the soil surface. That's it. That's the entire ritual. 1 cup of rice and oats, steeped, strained, diluted, and applied once a week. So why does this 1 simple cup make such a dramatic difference? Because it's doing 3 things at once. It feeds the roots directly, encouraging stronger, more active root growth. It strengthens the leaves, helping them grow thicker, greener, and noticeably glossier. And it builds the plant's natural resistance, making it far more resilient the next time it faces stress. And here's a bonus: don't pour the leftover solution down the drain. It works beautifully on other plants too. especially snake plants, giving them that same nutrient boost and helping them grow stronger and more vibrant as well. Use this consistently, once a week, and watch what happens. After 2 months of this simple routine, the transformation is honestly hard to believe. The roots have grown into a dense, healthy network of fresh white roots, firmly anchored in the soil, clear proof that the plant has fully adapted to its new environment. The leaves have turned a deep, glossy green, thicker and sturdier than before. With new growth continuing to emerge, this plant, the same one that looked like it belonged in the trash just 2 months ago, is now thriving, completely, beautifully alive again. And it all started with 1 cup, once a week. Take a moment and really look at this plant 2 months ago. This was a $2 clearance plant nobody wanted. Wilted, pal, practically given up on. The kind of plant most people would have tossed in the trash without a second thought. And now look at it. Lush, green, thriving, roots running deep and strong, leaves catching the light like glass. This is exactly why I love doing what I do, because it proves something so many of us forget: a dying plant isn't a lost cause. It's just a plant waiting for the right care. And sometimes, all it takes is something as simple as a cup of rice and oat water, once a week, to completely turn things around. So if you've got a plant sitting in the corner right now, one you've almost given up on, don't throw it away just yet. Give it what it actually needs. Give it time. Give it this one simple cup. You might be amazed at what comes back to life. If this video helped you, do me a favor. Hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow. And it helps more plant lovers like you find these tips. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Backyard Blooms and turn on notifications, because we've got so many more simple, effective plant rescues coming your way. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me what plant in your home needs saving right now. Let's bring it back to life together. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.